Thursday Thunder.
Yes.
We both look at our watch. What's the date?
20th of January.
20th of January
Yes.
already. And it's fucking hot here in
Yes.
Adelaide today. And it's blowing a gale. And we're most probably all going to burn in a fiery hell.
You know, it's annoying. I cleaned out the front of the gym yesterday, and now I'm looking, there's leaves and cigarette butts again, all over again.
Yeah.
So that's great. How's your morning been?
I trained.
Yes.
Trained with my wife this morning because she went and had her booster jab. So I thought maybe we should train
Might be smarter.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was good. We trained legs and we actually had a really good session.
Good.
So you have to train by yourself?
Yeah, that's fine. I can sort of like zone out and do my own little thing. Something I saw this morning before we get into anything. Have you seen those paper shredding vans?
Yes, Shred Logic.
Yeah. How unbelievably over the top are those artists? Like, I love those vans. You see them from a mile away. I saw like 4 or 5 of them in a row today. Like, they were dragging, and there was like, you know, Shred X, the massive tiger on it. Then you had like Shred Factory with a guy ripping up everything. They're so over the top, but they're so cool. Like,
When we had the shop at Millswood, next to us was Lawyers.
Yeah.
And they would call every couple of months, one of those companies, and that was Shred Logics, I'm pretty sure. And this big truck would rock up, and they would like bring out files on trolleys.
Yep.
And this guy would just dump them into it, and you'd hear this thing go, you know, like the tree shredder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, it is tree shredder.
Well, yeah. And he just shreds these, and they come out. We went and had a look one day, and it's like confetti.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And apparently what he does, it doesn't shred them like into strips.
Yeah.
It's little confetti, and then there's a fan in there that blows all this confetti around so that there's no way on earth you'll be able to put them together.
World's hardest puzzle. It's on.
Anyway, that was a big digress, wasn't it?
It was good, but that's why I saw it this morning. I'm like, that's a cool van. That's another cool van. There's a lot of cool vans.
So how come there was all different brands of shredding companies going in and around?
I have no idea. It was just really cool. I really should have took a photo of it, but I was driving at the time, so it would have been rather illegal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got a few bit of interesting things to talk about, but let's do some shop talk first. So, new products.
Yes, a fair bit actually in front of us.
Which we haven't got in front of us, but Ari could put up the image.
Yep.
So, we've spoken about it before. So, Faction Labs Bulge. Now in stock. Comes in 2 flavours. Comes in an unflavoured and a Red Russian. Now this is just purely a pump formula.
Yes,
there really isn't much in the way of nootropics or anything.
Nothing really. It's literally a disorder without the nootropics, without the caffeine, without the stimulants. But with that huge dose of citrulline, I think it has glycerol in there as well. I really should have grabbed one from behind the counter, actually.
Go grab one.
Yep. Oh no, I'm all stuck in now. We are prepared for this.
We are fully prepared. So that is coming in stock, and Adrian will grab the little freebies that come along with it. So basically, as we were talking, it is nothing except just purely a pump formula, and it's designed that you can stack it with pretty much any pre-workout you want to, including Disorder. Obviously, it's called Disorder Bulge. Faction Labs would like you to stack it with Disorder. So what do we got? We got they say 2 scoops. If you're mixing this with an existing pre-workout, you only really need 1 scoop.
You don't
because
really
like
need 1
Disorder
scoop.
has already got some citrulline and everything in there.
It gets to the point where it's diminishing returns at the end.
That's right. So in the end, if you're using a pre-workout that has got already a little bit of a pump formula in there, 1 scoop. If you want to use this just as a standalone pump formula, then 2 scoops. So on 2 scoops, you're looking at 6,000 milligrams of citrulline, 5,000 milligrams of creatine monohydrate, and 3,000 milligrams of glycerol.
Yeah,
so they're pretty well.
They have good ingredients to have in.
Very good and comprehensively dosed ingredients. Then you've got your taurine, 3,000 milligrams, and your tyrosine. So it's got a little bit of that nootropic.
It does definitely, yeah.
Then vitamin C. The Himalayan pink salt. A lot of people ask, why is there like sodiums added to these? Because they help with absorption.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Piperine extract, same thing. Potassium chloride. So it's a very simple formula, but very highly dosed.
Yeah. So they've added that in there. Obviously, called the Himalayan salt. It is an electrolyte.
Yep.
So it is sodium. They've added potassium in there because you need both sodium and potassium in a 1 to 3 dose, like 1 parts sodium to 3 parts potassium, equal the way around, just to keep cell function. And you want to be able to make a muscle and tense a muscle. When electrolytes are out, you'll have a struggle to actually make a muscle. That's why they've added it in there, just for the extra hydration. It's going to give you more of a pump as well.
Yeah. So basically, this is the plain Jane, which is unflavoured. So you can add this to any of your existing pre-workouts, or then you've got the Red Russian, which is a raspberry flavour. Now, while as an introduction, Faction Labs has given us the big 1 litre shakers.
These are fantastic. I need to get more of these. And they've also added in a mask.
A free face mask.
Yeah.
Now, who would have thought 2 years ago that an incentive to buy a product includes a face mask?
It really is. Or you could be really, it's actually not bad made, actually.
I don't want to open that up because
I've
it's
already
a giveaway. But Ari's got one, opened one up, and the mask is one of those really nice fitted masks.
Yeah, well, that's
it's actually
good.
Really good.
There you go.
So there you go. So the freebies while stocks last, but it's only $59.95. So if you have 2 scoops, you're going to get 20 serves, 1 scoop, 40.
40 serves, easy done.
Yep. Available now online and in store. Also, what we've got available because of the ongoing creatine shortages, we are constantly sourcing new companies. So we've got the Primabolics creatine. Now, Ari's put some dot notes about this here. So this is the most comprehensive and high quality creatine that is on the market. It shits on every other brand.
Damn, I think it's called also...
You're basically stripping muscle rather than building it if you're using any other brand of creatine. Nah, it's just creatine. It's the same price as everything else.
$39.95 for
500 grams pure creatine monohydrate.
So 5 grams a serve. Beautiful. Great.
So that's in stock now. That complements. We've got Gentech creatine. We've got Primabolics creatine. We've got ATP side creatine. We've still got Max's creatine. So we have sourced a lot of creatine.
And I will add this before. I've used this analogy in a previous video where this is exactly the same as all other creatines on the market, especially from a HPLC, Crea Pure. It's like if you see your best friend with a fake mustache, he's still your friend, it's still the same person, he's just got a fake mustache. The labels...
We still get people come in, ask for a certain brand of creatine and walk out without buying any creatine because they want that brand of creatine.
I had a member come in yesterday and purchase a creatine that's $15 extra for the same size from a different company. And he goes, no, I want that one. You'll say, okay, fine. So,
So there you go. Rest assured, all the creatines, if it's a pure creatine, it's going to be a good creatine. Doesn't matter who makes it. Back in stock, we were out of stock for a week or so, is the Darkside, Dark Mass. That one there. So that's your testosterone product. And they got a new product called Darkside Bolic.
And this is one capsule contains ecdysterones or 20 beta hydroxy ecdysterone and 5A hydroxylaxogenin. So you have ecdysterones there and laxogenin in there.
And we'll leave it at that.
Amazing product, $109.95. Good little stack there as well. You can really get the muscle growth going.
We've got a full stock on Darkside Ultra Pro, 7 flavours now available, and there is a new one called the Crazy Cola with a K.
All right, you can cut that part out.
Coming soon, we spoke about this on our last video, is the Red Dragon Nutritionals greens. Should be landing on Monday or Tuesday. 3 flavours, breakfast juice, Granny Smith and wild raspberry. This breakfast juice is a delicious flavour.
It is really it's a V. It's one of those multi-V juices you get at the servo.
Fully comprehensive red and greens formula, gut formula, antioxidants, immune support, digestive enzymes.
It has a lot of stuff.
A great thing to start the day off with, first thing in the morning. Arriving next week, Red Dragon Nutritional Protein Mousse. There's a new flavour. Choc raspberry, that will be landing along with that one. EHP Labs new limited edition flavour, lychee daiquiri.
Oh, I love fillet mignon, it's awesome.
That is also landing early next week. EHP Lag Oxyway restock. all 7 flavours. They are coming back into stock with the OxyShred. 2 new flavours, cereal milk crispies and strawberry milkshake.
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
I do like my cereal milk.
EHP Labs Pride pre-workout, new flavour, raspberry twizzle, faux shizzle.
Oh, it's Snoop Dogg.
No, he added that in there.
Oh, I wish it was Snoop Dogg's flavour.
So raspberry
Tastes
twizzle.
like Snoop Dogg.
All of those obviously coming in the EHP Lab restock early next week. Now, a few people have been asking about the OxyShred RTDs. That has been pushed back to, it was meant to be mid-January.
Yep.
It's now been pushed to mid-February. Steve from EHP Labs kindly told us that he will be sending us a care package so we can try.
Okay.
So really looking forward to trying these.
Yes, I will do an
Stacked online did a review on them and said that it was one of the most impressive debuts on an energy drink they've tested.
Yeah.
So there's no way EHP Labs will be releasing any product unless it's 100% schmick.
Yeah. Unless they nailed the flavours.
Yeah. Which I'm sure they have.
I'm sure they have, yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. All right.
Okay, shop talk's over.
Shop talk's over.
Yeah.
Now, the biggest news, I don't know how many of you have been following this, the biggest news in the supplement industry came this week when Aaron Singerman was put in jail.
Yeah. He did a thank you.
Aaron Singerman is the CEO of Redcon One. Redcon One in the past 5-6 years has grown to be one of the biggest supplement companies in the world.
Total War, Big Noise, MRE, MRE Light, all those products. Before
he started, I'll just do a quick, I'll try to cover this as quickly as possible. So before he started Redcon One, he was in partnership with PJ Braun, another gentleman, and they started Blackstone Labs.
Yes.
This is a few years ago. They had a falling out. Aaron went on his own way and started Redcon One. Now, the US government subsequently did an investigation into Blackstone Labs and found that when PJ and Aaron were partners, they released a number of products that included illegal ingredients, basically, right up to like totally prohibited ingredients, and breached all sorts of retail laws in America. Now, subsequently, they have had a court case, and they both have been found guilty.
Yes.
Now, their sentencing is on January the 27th. So what's that, next week?
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
Both have been out on bail, or bond. But Aaron breached his bond by, well, first of all, he had a DUI late last year, and then only like early this year, at the beginning of January, he crashed his speedboat while under the influence of prescription medication. So basically, he was called back into court, and the judge said that he was a danger to the public and himself, and put him in jail until the sentencing hearing. So they'll be sentenced on January the 27th. They're both facing up to 13 years in jail.
It's crazy. It's crazy long time.
Now, they seem to think that they're not going to get 13 years, but they're going to get anywhere between 5 and 8.
Yeah. But it will be a blue collar prison though. That's the thing.
Yeah, the other thing is apparently they can get that sentence reduced because apparently during that time they also manufacture products for other companies if they are prepared to adopt these other companies.
Well, best of luck, Aaron.
So far, both have forfeited millions to the government in bond fees and charges, and the same in legal fees. So, it's been a very costly.
Big one. It's a big one.
It's a big one in the supplement industry. In a way, I think it's a good thing because it shows these companies that you can get into trouble bringing out products.
Yep, we sure can.
Yeah, if you're bringing out a product that is clearly labelled with something that's not in there, or not labelled with something
you're
that's
not
in there.
disclosing everything.
No, I mean there can be serious ramifications in allergic reactions and etc. and lots of other things.
Everything,
So I think it's a big wake-up call, especially in America. I think in Australia, we're a lot tougher anyway.
Yeah.
But in America, this is a huge wake-up call for the supplement industry.
Australia and like the TGA and Visands are so much more strict on product control and product regulation than they are in the States, like the FDA.
That's right.
I know in FDA you can still bring in ephedra, you can still have yohimbine, which have been...
But this will most probably shake up the supplement industry in America.
Definitely.
Now, one thing I do want to bring up is that this has got nothing to do with Redcon 1.
No, nothing at all.
Yeah, and Redcon 1 products are fine. There's been no investigation into Redcon 1. This was to do with Blackstone Labs, and I think it was up to like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah. So,
it was before
but nobody's safe in America now.
No.
If you did something years ago, you can face those consequences.
Yes, it is. You can't cover up the past, unfortunately. Much as you
Interesting
try.
stuff. Couple of questions.
Yeah.
You had some questions.
Yes.
I've got one question. Someone just Anthony Paglia. Any chance you guys stock in Trainer Aid in the future? Anthony, more than likely not. It's most probably a product that, while it's a good product, it's an electrolyte product.
It is, yes.
You know, so it's excellent if you're doing lots of cardio, lots of running, cycling, even training, obviously, in hot conditions. But it's just an electrolyte formula. It's something most probably that currently doesn't fit into our supplement line. You know, so I think you can get this just from chemist warehouses and things like that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Some health food stores. Good product, but most likely, Anthony, we will not be stocking it. You had some.
I had some really good questions actually from my Instagram. You know, follow me at AM from AM. It's a very smart name. Okay, so first off, it goes, what was the worst experience you have ever had with training a gym client? Well, the worst experience I've ever had, wouldn't say it was I wouldn't say it was a crazy experience like in training the gym. It was the repercussions following after said sessions. This happened several years ago where I trained a gentleman who was hard of hearing, aka completely deaf. Like, we had to communicate through little bits of sign language that I knew. I had to write down stuff. When I was training, I did about 2 to 3 sessions with this gentleman, and we spoke just, you know, little bits, you know, here and there, like, okay, leg press, this many sets. So we had a good couple of sessions. And he contacted, like, when he was like, you know, contacted each other, we'd text. And his phone vibrated like a jackhammer. Like, it was like, it would take off, like, you know, in the distance. So at the end of the 2 sessions, I was, you know, awaiting payment for said sessions. Because this is when I first started, and I sort of did like session up front, then pay later. Dumb thing to do, but I don't do that anymore. This gentleman who was deaf, so I had to learn a bit of sign language, which you saw me doing. And it has helped. We've had, you know, people with hard of hearing, I've actually signed, you know, what do you want to buy? And they buy it, so it's great. I learned a very valuable skill. But at the same time, I also realized that it doesn't matter if you have a handicap or not, people will block you out. This guy didn't respond to any messages. He didn't come back to the gym. He joined here with his friend. He then canceled his bank account.
That's right. We didn't even get any money out of it.
No, we didn't. This was the worst experience to date with a training client. I got ripped off by a handicapped person, and I've seen him a couple of times around my area. So you know.
Well, he used to be a customer at the shop.
Not anymore.
And he hasn't come in after that either.
Yeah. So that's probably my worst experience with someone training them in the gym.
You've never had anyone like throw up all over your foot?
No, God, I don't push people to throwing up.
Yeah, no.
No, I don't try to push people to throwing up. All right, next question I have is, why did you become a personal trainer in the first place, and what inspires you to keep showing up for work every day and not quitting and finding another career? Well, finding other careers, I love my job, so that's why I do it. It's awesome.
That's good.
I'm still employed. And I became a personal trainer, it was literally an accident. I just finished school, and I was just doing a few other bits of work here, and I didn't have a full-time job. I got a little bit bored, and I decided to study again. My girlfriend at the time was like, hey, why don't you come do this certification with me? I'm like, sweet, cool, don't do that. It was a Cert 4 in English, and it was my first day, and we were sitting there at TAFE, and I'm just correcting the teacher and everything. She just puts the pen down and goes, why are you even here? I'm like, well, I'm bored. I work once a week, I think I got nothing to do. She goes, what do you want to do? I'm like, well, at the time, I just started lifting weights. I literally just like a year into it. And she's like, why do you become a personal trainer? I'm like, okay, fine. She walked off. About an hour later, she goes, right, you've got an interview tomorrow at Australian Institute of Fitness. I'll see you tomorrow. Later that week, I started becoming a PT.
So you became a PT because your English teacher
got sick of me.
Got sick of you.
Yes.
After one session in class.
Yes. So this actually completely became an accident, but it's led me down a great path, and I can't really fault it anymore. I mean, except being ripped off by people with or without handicaps. That's the cherry on top there. But yeah, that's really.
Well, the biggest thing also would be cancelled.
Cancels, yes,
people cancelling at the last minute, or not even rocking up.
Not even rocking up. That's the worst when you have 2 or 3 clients booked, and the morning you get a message saying, "Hey, listen, can we move it to another day?" Sure, excellent. And I have 2, and then it gets to that time, they don't rock up. Gets an hour later, oh, I thought it was X day. Like, no, it was today. And then you miss out on $150 for a couple of clients, and it can get a bit demoralizing. But at the same time, you sort of got to keep trucking and keep doing other things, I suppose. Yeah, just show some respect.
Yeah. Well,
don't waste my time.
That's all it is. It's respect.
Yeah.
Next.
Okay, we've got heaps for you. All right.
A couple more.
Yes. Is it difficult for me to maintain my current body weight? No. Not at all. It's a walk in the park. I barely do any sort of cardio. I'll do my morning walk, but I will try to hit 10,000 steps a day, which is very easy. I'm currently sitting at 6,800, but I haven't done much. We had a power outage for about half an hour, so I was locked in. No, it's not hard at all. I have high and low days that correlate with my calories over the entire week. And I maintain, 1 to 200 grams loss or gain every week. So I'm currently sitting just under 95, around 94.7. So very, very easy. What is my favorite gym equipment or workout, and why? Kim, I guess you can answer this as well. What's your favorite piece of equipment or workout? Do you have a favorite workout?
No.
No favorite workout? No favorite exercises?
No.
No.
No, I don't. I will. You draw up our training program, and I look at it, and I go, I'm not doing that.
Yes, so we have.
I'm not doing that.
Yes, we have.
I'm going to do this instead of that.
Yeah.
Because, I think I've told you that before and said that here. That at my age now, I don't have to do stuff I don't like.
No.
And I've reached that, no fucks given age.
Yeah.
So I still love training, but if I'm going to train, I'm going to train doing the exercises I want to do.
Exactly.
And that works in with us. We move things around.
No, I'm 100% on board. As long as you're doing the movement, you're going to get stronger in some way.
Yep.
Using it's funny, there have been studies that came out several, the last year or so, that show when it comes to building overall muscle mass, either equipment or free weight, there's no difference.
No.
There's barely any difference. It's negligible. You wouldn't even see it if you put yourself side by side. If you cloned yourself, you wouldn't be able to see it. But you will get stronger in free weight movements if you do the free weight movements more. You will get stronger in machine movements if you do the machine movements more. It's just called adaptability. I have exercise I don't like doing, for instance, flat dumbbell bench. Don't like it.
See, I like flat dumbbell.
Yes, I like incline dumbbell. There are exercises we even train long enough now to know it's I know I like this movement. I'm going to progress with that movement.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that movement, so I'm not going to do that movement. I've got no need to do that movement anymore. Like back squats, I can't do them.
No,
I can't do them all, so I just don't need them. But leg press, hey, it's my baby.
Yeah, and there was an interesting podcast I listened to, the Bro Chat.
Yeah.
And there was 4 IFBB pros, and they all agree that you do not need squats to build good quads.
You don't at all. You just need to do the movement. It doesn't matter if that movement's lying down, doesn't mean it's standing up, doesn't mean it's 45 degrees, 95 degrees, 90 degrees. It's the same movement, the muscle's getting worked, the exact same time. Obviously, squat's going to be better for glute building rather than, a hip thrust, I don't know.
Yep.
But pick and choose.
It was interesting though, going back to that podcast, that they all tended to agree that the single best non-squat movement, instead of a barbell squat, can you guess what it was?
It's a leg press?
No.
Hack squat?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yes.
They all agree that the hack squat, or Pendulum.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was the two.
Yeah. So, yeah, interesting. You know, what they all agree that the leg press is an important and sometimes necessary movement as well. But they all said that if they had a choice, they would stick with those two movements, pendulum and hack squat.
There you go. And last but not least, what is my favorite type of protein food? Like, be that chicken, steak, red, right? I'm a red meat eater. I love red meat. That's like, I eat that every day.
It's nothing better than a good steak.
Yeah.
Like I cooked last night. We get our food from meat from Meat at the Mount.
Meat at the Mount, yep.
And their Scotch fillets were like that thick, and like that. And the marbling was just beautiful on that.
Yeah.
And I managed to fluke that I cooked them just perfectly, and they were delicious.
Yeah.
And
So
I must admit, there is nothing better than a properly cooked steak.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Yeah, so steak. Had to be red meat. But like, I won't be one of those people who say, this is better than this. It's like, no. It's just
No. While I enjoy a good steak, I still eat more white meat than red meat.
Yeah, I think I'm on the opposite spectrum. I eat more red meat than I do white.
Yeah?
But that's because, you know, I grew up eating red meat, so I will continue to eat it.
And bacon.
Yeah. We're going completely off topic, but I don't get the big deal with bacon. I like bacon. I don't get the cult worship of bacon.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's the best food in the world. Like, what's wrong with you if you don't like bacon? I like bacon, but I don't like crispy bacon.
I like a semi-crispy bacon. You know, like the edges are a little bit crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like, when I used to go cruising back in the day, they were mostly American cruise liners.
Yeah.
And their bacon was like, you'd pick it up and go, dunk, dunk.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
It's one of those shards of glass that can cut you.
That's right.
I don't know, maybe it's just the crazy amount of sodium.
Bacon, it's not overrated.
It's ridiculously overrated.
Now, if you go out to a cafe for breakfast, you've got to have bacon.
But it's not the best thing on earth. Like people believe, like, right now you're proving for like,
there is no way I can go to any cafe for breakfast and not have bacon.
I just don't see what the big deal about it is. It's nice, but I wouldn't, trade my firstborn son for bacon, which I seem like some people would, But yeah.
On that note, thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yep.
This episode is brought to you by Australian Muscle and Australian Muscle the Gym and Australian Muscle Online.
Yeah, with free Australia-wide delivery.
Still doing free Australia-wide delivery.
What's she doing? Thanks.
Yeah, so if you've got any questions, hit us up on our socials. We will endeavour to answer them for you.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.